Good evening, everyone. We're back after the catch-up weekend for NPL Women's Queensland action. We're at Lions Stadium for this round 17 clash between the hosts, Lions FC and Mitchelton. Good evening, everyone. It's Rafe Griffin with you in commentary this evening. And if you're wondering why your usual NPLW commentator, Darren Lutton, isn't around, he's just welcomed a recent arrival into his family. So congratulations to Darren and his family on the recent arrival. Well, last time these sides met, it was a 1-1 draw between these two clubs, and both have differing reasons tonight to try and collect another 3 points. Lions to try and keep in touch with South United in the race at the top of the table, while for Mitchelton they want to desperately get back in to the top four. As we see the two teams break into their huddles. And for Lions FC, they'd like to thank their ongoing supporters in Motorama and Luxury Paints for their continued support. And Mitchelton wish to thank Northwest Physiotherapy and the Gaythorne RSL for their continued support. You can see the two captains and the match officials out there. Our referee tonight is Deborah Boshoff. The referee crew is proudly supported by Total Tools, and she'll be assisted by Ian Wolski and Anthony Wigan. So the captains have returned to the pre-match huddles. The assistants are off to go and check the nets. It's second place Lions at home to the sixth place Mitchelton. And looks like we've got a late change in the Mitchelton starting lineup. Just double check on that one. Initially, Lyndall Unwin, the new recruit from Capella, was signalled to start from the bench, but she'll make her first appearance for the Mustangs in the starting lineup this evening. So the final checks being conducted, and we should be underway very shortly in this round 17 clash from Lions Stadium. Round 17 of the NPLW Queensland gets underway. It's Lions FC hosting Mitchelton. And Mitchelton with possession. There is the new recruit, Lyndall Unwin, making that pass for a teammate on the left. As Lions continue to apply some pressure and win the ball back. Here for Kenman. Tries to link up down the line with her teammate Hesher. Hesher does have the ball. Chapman. Hesher again. Links up with Tegan Riding, and Lions look for an early blow in this game, but they'll have to be content with a corner. The corner to be taken from this side of the park. The Lions player making a run short, and that's where it comes. Back to the corner taker as the cross is delivered in and slides across the face of goal. Late change to the Lions lineup, it looks like, as well, with Jessica Hogg in jersey 17 making a start. Wasn't flagged in the pre-match. Down away there by Watkins and Mitchelton for Fern Doyle. And no one there awaiting the cross of the 2016 Football Brisbane Women's Player of the Year. Fern Doyle's made the switch to Mitchelton after a number of years at Pine Hills, following her coach at Pine Hills, Ben Furman, who's the assistant coach at Mitchelton. It's Lions on the halfway line. Mitchelton have earned possession back. Looks like it's Dickinson on that far side for the Mustangs. Coyne. This is Watkins. Rebello. Dickinson trying to find a way out of their defensive territory. Mitchelton finding a little bit difficult at the moment with Lions playing the press. Forward is McDonald, cleared away for Lions by Kate Morton. So Lions come into this game in second place on the NPLW Queensland table. 14 wins, 1 draw and a loss. The best attack and the best defence with 76 goals scored and 14 conceded. As we see a lofted ball here by Rebello, and first touch of the evening for the Lions keeper in Ellen Hepburn. Mitchelton coming to this game in 6. 9 wins from their 16 starts, with a draw and 6 losses. 49 goals scored for. As Lions launch an attack, it was riding there. And another corner here for the home side, this time from the opposite side of the pitch. Mitchelton 49 goals for, 37 against, equal 5th in attack, 6th in defence. That really belies their table position at the moment, sitting in 6th, 5 points away from the 4th place Moreton Bay Jets. So we await this corner here for the home side. Waiting there was Chapman. No shot was the call from Emma Taylor in the Mitchie goal. That was the case the first time round, but Lions momentarily one possession back, and referee Boshoff has picked out a free kick here against Hetcher. Free kick taken too far there for Doyle to be able to reel it in the hands of Ellen Hepburn. Lions make another entry into the area. Lions travelled up to the Sunshine Coast Wanderers last Sunday, and only for a shower to hit up at Ballinger Park just before kick-off, and that meant that the referees actually deemed the surface to be unsafe. So an aborted trip last Sunday. Then they travelled up again Thursday night and were successful in a 3-0 win against Sunshine Coast Wanderers in that game that eventually did get played. So 2 games within 48 hours for the second place Lions. This is Kenman. Recycled for Hogg, who elects to go back for her defender in Jamila Riley. Throw-in decision will go the visiting side's way. As always, we'd love to know where you're watching in from this evening and what's your short thoughts on this game. The top half of the table going up against each other, 2nd versus 6th. Let us know on the Facebook post. Wider now for Lions and Kenman. Slots one through, attempting to link up with Hesher. Successful in doing so, but Lions just unable to get a shot away on goal. Here's Doyle, hassled by her opponent in Kenman. There's a Lions player down in the background at the edge of the area. Just being helped back to her feet by one of her teammates, but at the moment can't get up. Pick that up in a moment. Emma Taylor, I should say, the Mitchelton keeper there on hand and signalling to the referee that there needs to be a stoppage in play. Referee Boshoff is going to allow it to continue, though, for the time being. And McDonald shoots wide. And now that stoppage will come to allow some attention for that Lions player, stretching out her left leg. Pick who that up is in just a moment. Lions physio out to check on things. Well, one game's already been played in the NPLW this afternoon, and Logan Lightning made a successful trip up the range in a 9-1 victory against the Southwest Queensland Thunder, potentially keeping the Lightning's finals chances alive. There's 2 other games that have kicked off at the same time. Eastern Suburbs up against the Sunshine Coast Wanderers, and the Gap hosting Western Pride. We'll try and keep you up to date with the scores from around the grounds as best as we can in those other 2 games currently being played. Lions player back to her feet. Is it Hesher? That looks to be Marielle Hesher. Having an animated chat with the physio. So play restarts from the goal kick for Lions. It's the Lions skipper, Rebecca Horsey. Lions back to a full complement of 11 with Hesher back onto the pitch. Good defensive work from the Mustangs. As I said earlier, it's a 1-1 draw between these 2 sides earlier in the year. Hesher's deemed to have offended against Watkins. Don't know whether you could pick that up in the effects mic, but Hesher of Lions and Watkins of Mitchelton having a bit of a chat, a discussion about that free kick. Hesher saying, have you seen my size? Have you seen her size? Well, from my casual observation, they look to be roughly the same size. Meanwhile, Lions off the left foot and straight to Taylor. Horsey took a touch and then played it back for herself. It's Hepburn. Yeah, 1-1 between these sides when they last met. Mitchelton and South, the only side to have taken points off Lions this season. Hogging the 17 for Lions. Making a run. There was Chapman and Kenman into the box. Lofted high towards the back post, nodded on, and no pressure for Taylor to be able to collect in the Mitchelton goal. Got possession quickly back though. Hesher. There's a shot. Oh, it's crossed. No, but the assistant's flags up for offside on the far side. So that one will be chalked away. It's a lovely cross delivered in by Harsh, it looked like. But the resulting effort on goal waved away by the assistant. So Lions have probably looked the better in terms of who will score the opening goal, but won't be just at the moment. And again, cheap turnover by Mitchelton in the midfield. Morton on. Cleared away by Rebello. Been a stalwart at Mitchelton in recent years in their time in the Mount Franklin Brisbane Women's Premier League. Two-time champions in consecutive years, the last 2 years, the Mitchelton Mustangs, making the step up to the NPL Women's this year. Hesher. Her and Watkins could be in for a lively battle this evening based on the earlier exchanges. Riding in a contest there with Unwin. Hesher. Opponent that time was Doyle. Shot deflected. And will Taylor be able to keep it in? She can't, so it'll be another Lions corner on the far side of the pitch. Hello to Kristen Keane watching on. So too is Crystal Harrison. Good evening to you wherever you may be watching this evening. On by Chapman. And Taylor, well, she momentarily came out to try and pick up the ball, left it for a defender. Kinman. Hesher. Gets the return ball back from Hogg. Hesher dances away into the box. And I think, no, she didn't, Taylor, in the end. I thought she might have needed to have got a hand to it, but the referee rules a goal kick. So this Mitchelton goal certainly being peppered at the moment. Quarter of an hour into this game. No result for Lions just at the moment. Of course, we know it's a big night for Australian football with the Socceroos taking on France, 8 p.m. Brisbane time. And it's fantastic to see all the clubs around the state that have been most accommodating in shifting their kick-off times to allow games to be concluded before the Socceroos France game. This one no exception. Originally scheduled for 6, moved back to 5:30. I might have to go and chase that ball. I'm the only one on this side that can go and see it or can go and get it because no spectators on this side of the pitch. Bit of a different feel to last Saturday at this time at Lions Stadium. Here's Chapman riding. Oh, she goes down and, yep, the referee has no choice but to blow the whistle and point to the spot. So Lions with the chance from 12 yards here to bring up the opening goal. Unfortunate foul committed by the Mustangs. And Lions with the golden chance to find the first goal of the night. Lana Hutch it will be to take the spot kick. And successfully converts. So 18 minutes in, with Mitchelton have had to withstand plenty of pressure, and the dam walls have finally broken. Lana Hutch with a second goal of the season converts from the penalty spot. And Lions with the opening goal in this round 17 NPLW encounter. Hogg. Kenman. Good defensive effort there from Annika Coyne. Played in the winning grand final team for Annerley last year in the Mount Franklin Brisbane Women's Premier League. Annerley with a team that knocked Mitchelton out of the finals after the Mustangs had a perfect unbeaten regular season, 18 from 18. Couldn't fire in the finals, unfortunately. Doyle. Mustangs unable to get a third throw-in a row. Tussle between Rebello and Tegan Riding. Directed in towards the box, couldn't reach teammate. Horsey. Switch of play out onto the right. Trying to find some space out there. Lions. Slices across the face of everyone. Hesher is going to go out and chase it for her side. Kenman. Low along the ground. Quick attempted pass by Harsh for a teammate in Hogg. Doesn't come off. As Darcy Wilson is hassled for Mitchelton. Enough composure to go back to one of her back four and try and build up from the back. Almost thought about it going long. It's being cut out by the Lions player. Slices one through. It's Riding who delivers the cross and into the netting. Protecting the ball going into the new car park here at Lions, although not so new anymore, about 12 months old. The new complex behind that southern goal. Taylor's looking for some movement. Wasn't really getting any. Chapman in front of Doyle. Hogg. Riding. Harsh. Starting to get more and more into this game. Kenman. 1-2 between Hogg and Kenman. Kenman delivers the cross. The defender couldn't clear away. Opens up for riding momentarily. And the Mustangs have withstood another scare. Look to launch a counter attack of their own through Coyne. Feeding in Doyle. There's been a tangle of players. Referee allowing it to continue. Here's Doyle. Doyle! And blasts over the crossbar, but that's the most promising attack so far of the night for the visiting side. Pose line, some issues down that right-hand side. But Doyle couldn't make the host pay full toll. Midway through the first half, it's Lions who have the lead, courtesy of a Lana Harsh penalty. Referees overruled the assistant on the far side for the throw-in decision. Not even Mitchelton seemed to want to take it. Wilson. Mick Gilman chiming in with a comment saying the field looks good. It does, Mick. The groundsman, unfortunately, who was over here before, not within sight again, he would have loved that comment. And Anselm is supporting Lions this evening. As I say, as always, we want to know your thoughts on the game. Where you might be watching in from, let us know on the Facebook post. It's good to know that you're watching on, and we love having an interactive broadcast. Trying to get you some scores from around the grounds in the other two games being played in the NPLW at the moment. So we do have a couple of scores around the ground, and Sunshine Coast Wanderers lead Eastern Suburbs 1-0 after around about 25 minutes at Heath Park. And the Gap are doing it quite comfortably at the moment at the Walton Bridge Reserve against Western Pride. 31 minutes gone there, and it's the Gap that lead Western Pride by 4-0. Try and keep you up to date with the men's games going on around the state as well tonight. In a couple of moments or so, as we just take a chance to look at this Lions build-up in attack. Mitchelton, only Doyle up front as an option. Now forces them to go sideways for Annika Coyne. Dickinson, heavy clash with Kenman, who's remained down. Helped back up to the ground by Gabby Dickinson. Fair play between both sides. Tuck through for Hesher. Clash of feet between Dickinson and Hogg. Didn't worry Hogg too much. Lions certainly attacking down that right-hand side. Perhaps they sense a bit of a weakness in the Mitchelton left side defence. Ball drifted high into the area. Hesher along the ground, skims past one of her teammates in Hogg, it looked like. threaded through. Just a fraction too far for riding. Another attack into the box, and the effort steered wide. So just catching up on some of those men's scores in the NPL. Well, Southwest Queensland Thunder lead Brisbane Strikers by 1-0 in Toowoomba. Strikers not on a good run at the moment. It's 0-0 in Townsville between North Queensland and Queensland Lions. Cairns have the lead at the Cleveland Showgrounds, 2-1 over Redlands. That's 33 minutes in. 19 minutes in, Western Pride lead Magpies Crusaders 1-0 at Briggs Road, not too far away from here, and just had kickoff between Brisbane City and Gold Coast United. No score yet there. If you're with us last night, you would have seen Eastern Suburbs have a comprehensive victory over Mitchelton in the FQPL by 5-1. And the game's being played tonight, 47 minutes in. It's South who lead Wide Bay Buccaneers 1-0. Peninsula continue to dominate the competition. 47 minutes in, they're 4-0 leaders against Roachdale. 1-1 at half-time between Logan Lightning and Southside Eagles. And Holland Park away from home lead Capalaba 1-0 after 29 minutes. So that pretty much catches you up on everything that's going on around the NPL, NPLW and the FQPL tonight. Should be able to bring you all those scores prior to the conclusion of this one pretty much. Probably also check in on some stats here on this game. I think you'll find that actually possession might be a bit more close than what we think. They have had plenty of possession, well, enough possession, Mitchelton, but just not in the right areas of the park for them. Lines again down that right-hand side. Chapman. This is Kenman. Hutch with the cross. Possession actually going Lions' way a little bit more than what I thought, 68-32. And with 7 shots at goal compared to Mitchelton's 3. None of those 3 on target, however, from Mitchelton. With Watkins attempting to chase it down for her side. Doyle. Diminutive in stature, don't let that fool you though. In, and it was Wilson. Half-hearted really in the end, and no real test for Hepburn in the Lions' goal. Perhaps a change in formation for Mitchelton, with Wilson initially starting in the midfield. Now she appears to have moved more up top. So we're past the half-hour mark in this game. More live stream action for you tomorrow with the NPL men's clash, as referee Deborah Bosov is going to call out one of the Lions players here. And it's Mariel Hescher, who again has earn the referee's ire. Having a talking to. So yes, getting back to tomorrow, more live stream action from the NPL men's. Simon Smar will be with you from Goodwin Park for the match between Olympic and Moreton Bay. That coming your way on the Football Queensland Facebook page and the YouTube channel from 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Olympic versus Moreton Bay. On the Sunday sessions. This is Kenman. Stanley. No way, says the Mitchelton players, but free kick decision will go against them. So we wait this free kick from Riding. Punched in the air by Taylor, who tried to punch it over the crossbar. Was only successful in punching it higher up, straight into the air. And it's landed in the back of the net. Second goal for Lions comes from out wide. Is it Kate Morton who scored? And that is the case. 7th goal of the season for Kate Morton. Comes up in the 35th minute. Mitchelton players complaining. But the goal has been awarded and the home side have doubled their advantage. 10 minutes from the half-time break. Plenty of talk out there between the players and the referee. Now one of the Lions players being chatted to. I think the referee just taking note of the Lions player number. Might be Hesher again who's... No, it might have been Tegan Riding. I'm not sure, to be honest. But in terms of the Lions midfield, Mariel Hesher and Tanisha Stanley have swapped sides. Stanley now out on this left-hand side. Hesher out on the right has just gone to the bench to receive some hydration. Hacked away by Rebello. Didn't cross the goal line. Be throw-in, so that'll force a change of thinking here for Lions. And how they'll deal with this situation. This is Rebello. Watkins. Away by the defender Ian Jamila Riley, and they've conceded the corner. Have the hosts. It'll be Katie McDonald over to take it. So McDonald gives the signal. She'll get a second bite of the cherry. She's got to beat one defender. Couldn't do so. And Lions look to clear out of their defensive area. And that's been given back to McDonald by Stanley. Watkins. Wilson. Threads one through, zeroing in on goal was Coyne. Her shot straight to Hepburn. Riding stuck a foot out. This is a bit of period of play for the visiting side. Coyne. She's beaten Kenman. Coyne slides it back to the edge of the area. Wilson's going to try and put the pressure on Chapman, who eventually does able to get the ball away. Hogg on the halfway line. Plays it right across it. Lines again down that right-hand side of the park. Well, some decision between the referee and assistant, and eventually the goal kick is given. Rebello. Doyle will be the one to chase this down up against the line skipper in Horsey. Doyle trying to wrong foot her opponent. And once again, she has very few options in terms of teammates and being able to link up with. Lines come again down that right-hand side. Riding. Oh, and skied over from close range by Stanley. Perhaps she was too close to goal that time round. Took it first time and belted over the upright, over the bar. So we're coming up to 5 minutes to play, plus stoppages in this first half. If you have just joined us, it's Lana Harsh and Kate Morton, the scorers for Lions. Free kicks taken, trying to catch the Mustangs off guard. Low cross and scooped up by Taylor. There's a bit of a tangle. Linda Lundman involved, the new recruit for Mitchelton, who just shielded the ball for a keeper. And now the referee will call out Linda Lundman. Issue seems to have resolved itself. Mitchie will get the decision. Slides past Coyne. Took a touch off Dickinson's thigh. Wilson with that distinctive bun in her hair. So can Mitchelton find a goal before the half-time break? They won't do it doing that sort of thing. Flag goes up against Tegan Riding. Be a bonus for Mitchell to pull one back before the break to get themselves back into this game. Once again, Doyle, the lone player up front. Unman. Oh, she wasn't expecting it, Darcy Wilson. The lanky Dickinson. It's not clicking there at the moment for Mitchie. Has she beaten the flag this time riding? No, says the assistant on the far side. Intent was right, just misjudged the run. Dickinson on for Doyle. Once again, she'll come up with the Lions skipper in Horsey. Forced into a shot from wide and downtown. Doyle not on target. Under 2 plus stoppages. You can see that Mitchelton are fighting hard to bring up that goal before the halftime break. Horsey virtually gets to the halfway line before she is forced into making the pass. Backtracking was Chapman, waiting for the ball to come to her rather than coming to it. In towards the penalty spot. Stanley chases it down. Tries the wrong foot. The defender. Harsh, the scorer from the penalty spot. 2 number 8s go at it. Hesher for Lions and Coyne for Mitchelton. About to enter stoppage time. Dispossessed was McDonald, although Mitchelton have a free kick after the 45 is completed. No, referee's pointed the wrong way, has she? Yes, she initially gave the free kick Mitchelton's way, but she actually meant to give it Lions' way. So Chapman will take the free kick. Comes short to Harch. Can't give it away in their own third, Mitchelton, which they were guilty of doing there. So Lions will go back to build up again once more. Hogg. Handball to Claims, full on deaf ears. Looks to be Morton. Riding. Wide of the target. Not to be the third goal for Lions just at the moment. So Taylor's goal kick. And there's perhaps one last opportunity for Lions to bring up a third goal before the half-time whistle is blown. Plenty of space out here for Kemin if they can get it out here, but referee Deborah Boshoff blows an end to proceedings. She's having a chat to one of the Mitchelton players as the players retire for the half-time break. But Mitchelton been on the end of a Lions domination so far. It took a while for the damn walls to burst, but Mitchelton conceded a penalty in the 18th minute, and Lana Harch duly stepped up to convert the spot kick on the 18th minute, and then in the 35th minute, it was Kate Morton that doubled the advantage for Lions. So it's 2-0 at Lions Stadium at half-time of this round 17 NPL Women's Clash. I was about to say something else, which would have been a totally different league. When you commentate across numerous leagues, it sometimes gets a bit confusing. But anyway, the players are off to the sheds for the half-time break. We're going to take a bit of a break. of our own. We'll catch you up on scores around the grounds when the players return, but for the moment from Lions Stadium, the home side lead Mitchelton by 2-0.
Football is my favourite. I love playing it with my friends.
When I score a goal, I celebrate and dream of playing for the Politics Socceroos.
And this is where it all starts, with the Aldi Mini Roos kickoff program. I grab my shin pads, boot bag, drink bottle and bowl, then join my mates for some fun.
It's great. We learn new skills every week through games and activities. These help us learn about teamwork and respect for others. My mum cheers me on the sidelines. She loves watching me play. She likes it that football is such a safe sport.
But best of all,
we make lots of new friends.
And if we are lucky, we might run into the Aldi Mini Roos ambassadors.
Wow, it's Archie Thompson. He's a legend.
And Steph Matlick from the Westfield Matildas.
She is amazing. Come and join Australia's biggest football program for kids. Come and join us.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
I could watch them all day. Even though here, you don't feel like you need to. These are the moments I'll remember. You see, to me, it's not so much just having us all together, but finding a place that really brings us together. That's what makes Oaks Oasis special. When you only get a few chances, it's important to make them count. After all, memories don't make themselves.
just out here watching some mini-roos train.
I can't hear you!
Hey guys, it's Andy here from Football Queensland. Just checking in with you on day 3 in the Tinny Cahill. I am scared for my life at the minute as we've got Kerry driving here. It's not looking good, but hopefully we're en route to Gladstone. So hopefully we'll see you all soon. This is the way to Gladstone. This is the way to all the Gladstone people. Good morning guys, it's Andy and Kerry in the Tinny Cahill here. Kerry, how's it all going so far?
Been thoroughly enjoyable so far.
Okay, right, dingo challenge. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, so champion, what was your favourite part of tonight? Playing the soccer game, unbelievable. Did you have lots and lots of fun tonight? Brilliant stuff. And who will you be supporting in the World Cup? Who will you be supporting in the World Cup?
The Socceroos.
Oh, fantastic. Give me a high five, champion. Well done. Thank you. Stop. I like it. I can't hear you cheering on. I can't hear you.
We swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
And that's in the back Back for the second half of this round 17 NPLW encounter. Mitchelton straggling out onto the pitch. Lines have been out for a couple of minutes now. It was Lana Harch from the penalty spot and Kate Morton, the goal scorers for Lions in the first half. And that's how they've come to their 2-0 lead at the break in this round 17 NPLW clash against Mitchelton, who now look to have their full complement out on the park. No one's in a rush. Guys, we've got a Socceroos game after this to get to. So I think it'll be Mitchelton that will have, was it Lions? I can't remember who kicked off in the first half. Neither side really want to have the kick-off. And Hecker, I've been told it's pronounced, and Stanley, Tanisha Stanley have swapped sides. And it'll be Lions through Tegan Riding. That will get us back underway for second half action. Players crossing arms. It is starting to get a little bit cool at Lions Stadium. Another cold morning in prospect in Brisbane, but we're underway for second half action. Lions leading Mitchelton 2-0 in round 17 of the NPLW. It's played on by Chapman. An early advance for the home side and forced to defend away. There's McDonald. Take another look at scores around the grounds shortly. In the first 5 minutes of this second half, we'll check again what's going on. And it's an early goal for Tegan Riding, her 21st of the season. 30 Morton. Stanley. Morton once more. Low cross along the ground. Morton with the high cross in. Attacking at will at the moment. Lions, although something launching here for Mitchelton. It's Dickinson. Past Wilson for Doyle. And not the most convincing effort from Fern Doyle. Chapman, she's in behind the defence, comes one-on-one with the keeper, and that was good work from Emma Taylor, who's now forced to backtrack, spotting the keeper off her line. Hogg couldn't get enough on it. I think we're back. We've had some technical issues with the stream, but we're back online now. I'm not sure if you missed that early goal in the second half within the first 35 seconds. If you did, it was Tegan Riding who scored for Lions 35 seconds into the second half. So if you're wondering why you're seeing 3-0, that's the reason why, because Lions have scored early, but we're now 10 minutes into this second half. Apart from that, it's been a similar story to the first half in terms of attack, with Lions having the better of that. And you've possibly missed my score updates from around the ground as well, but we'll bring you more of those towards the end of this encounter and bring you up to date with exactly what's going on around the grounds. Forward by the skipper, Horsey. Straight to the Mitchelton player though, and Horsey trying to make up for her earlier mistake. McDonald for Coyne. Can she reduce the deficit here for Mitchelton? A sliding challenge in, and it's a good one. Perfectly timed by Jamila Riley. No complaint from Coyne. Chapman. Dinked one over here of Lions. Another incursion into the box. There's 4 Mitchelton players that quickly race in there to stop any attack for Lions, but they're conceded a free kick here through Gabby Dickinson. Dickinson not entirely happy with the decision. Will begrudgingly trudge back the 10 yards to defend this free kick. 3 options there for Lions. Although Hecker walks away. It's a variation for Riding. Riding heavily hit the cross across the face of goal. Goal kick here for Mitchelton. Mitchelton out of their own half. And a first substitution of the evening will come from the home side.
Substitution for Lions, number 12, number 15, Lana Hart.
So it's Pippa Schiavo in jersey 12 who comes onto the park and delivering some instructions to Jess Hogg. And she replaces the opening goal scorer, Lana Harch. Wilson tried to grab at it with the back of the foot. Here's Riley. Space to operate in for Morton. Oh, it's a perfectly delivered ball. Just got the better of riding in the end. Here's the substitute, Schiavo. Hogg. Hecker, I should say. Chapman. Now it's Wilson for Mitchelton. Comes to opposite number 7 in Riley. Hogg now with the hassle. It's good enough defence there from Lions to upset Mitchelton. Quarter of an hour into this second half. An hour done. Lions with a 3-0 lead over their opponents. Switch of play. It's going to be cut out by the Mitchelton player in Katie McDonald. Dickinson. Doyle was the target. Had to leap high to get at Fern Doyle. And we'll go across the byline for a goal kick at that left-hand side of camera. They're going to be too quick down the left. The ball's actually too quick. Hurried away by Taylor. Watkins. Was the Lions player fouled? No, says the referee. Wilson just a little bit frustrated at the service that she's receiving at the moment, or more particularly the lack of service. Touched on by Riding for Morton. Mitchelton through Wilson and McDonald. Can she link up with Wilson? They've pulled one back. Mitchelton, 17 minutes into the second half, and that might just spark up the visitors a little. Darcy Wilson with her 7th goal of the season. And Mitchelton have brought it back to 3-1. Lions still have the lead, however. Will that trigger some sort of spur of action in the Mitchelton lineup? Hogg. Lions looking for an immediate goal again. Morton able to keep it in. Drift across in towards the edge of the area. Mitchelton player fouled in the contest was Rebello. Taylor sends a resulting free kick long over the head of Doyle, but she's got the better of her opponent. Doyle goes herself, wide of the right hand upright. Couple of wags out on the balcony. Watching on the far side. Certainly the most vocal supporters here tonight. And again, Mitchelton looked to threaten Wilson. She scored once, looking to make it a double. Oh, it skims across the face. Hepburn got hands to it. Had she not intervened, it could well have ended up with a second in quick succession for Darcy Wilson. So some fire being infused into this game now from Mitchelton. I said they looked a little bit out enthused in this opening part of the second half, but come to life in the last 3 or 4 minutes, particularly since scoring that goal. Here comes the corner. Plenty of height there for the Mustangs. Lions need to clear away, and Hepburn dives to a left to stop Unwin's shot. It's thrown out. Turning into a valuable contributor for her side. Good defensive effort. Lions down that left-hand side. Now in the box. And just wide of that right-hand corner. Top corner was the aim. We're about to see a change for Mitchelton. Departing will be Gabby Dickinson. Pick up her replacement momentarily. 20 minutes into the second half. So it'll be Chantel Nohukau in jersey 5 that replaces Gabby Dickinson. Line through Chiavo. Here is the substitute, Nohukau. Or Nohukau. Lions in possession again. Crowded pack there for Mitchelton. Referee judges no foul in that situation on Chiavo. It's a bit end-to-end at the moment. Wilson away by Chapman, and another change being readied here for Lions. Is it Tegan Wright? No, it's not Tegan Wright in going off.
Substitution for Lions. Number 4, Megan Stevens on for number 16, Jivani Kenman.
So Megan Stevens comes on in jersey 4. Jivani Kenman is the player replaced. So Lions have made 2 substitutions now. Midway through the second half, just a reminder that there's more live streamed action tomorrow from the NPL men's this time. Simon Smale joins you from Goodwin Park for the NPL Round 17 clash between Olympic and Moreton Bay. On the Football Queensland Facebook account and the YouTube channel from 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Olympic and Moreton Bay from Goodwin Park. Should be a sunny afternoon. But be a good game to go and catch in person, but if you can't, got all the action here on the Football Queensland live stream. This is Coyne. McDonald. Away by Horsey. And Lions looking to be choosing down that left-hand side again for attack. Scramble of players as Mitchelton look to clear their defensive third. Riding. Scored the third goal for Lions. This is Wilson. Is it a perfectly placed ball for Doyle? Lions defender in Riley gets to it first, however. Morton. Horsey. Good win in the air from Barnett. Lions once again have possession. And Stanley tried to dink one up as Taylor knocks Hecker out of the way. Just a quiet word from the referee for Emma Taylor on the way through, not to take matters into her own hands. Hogg. Riding that challenge and not getting the call from the referee. There's a exchange of hands on shoulders between Unwin and Tegan Riding. Stevens, it looked like it was for Lions on that far side. Mitchelton looking like they're going to make their second change of the evening imminently. Free kick will go to Lions in the meantime, though. Free kicks quickly taken. And McDonald will be booked for infringing, or not retiring the 10 yards, it looks like. So that's the first booking of the evening from referee Deborah Boshoff. Yards stepped out. The Mitchelton players can creep just a little bit more forward to the ball. Here comes that free kick. And once again in the hands of Taylor. Looks to release quickly. Doyle comes searching for it inside her own half. Chalmers. It's Watkins. Doyle, who started the movement. Can she be the one to finish it? She's got no company there, really, though. Fighting hard, Fern Doyle. Mitchelton player goes down looking for contact. It won't be given. On her knees. Might be McDonald. In the meantime, that change made for Mitchelton with Ashley Watkins being replaced.
Substitution for Mitchelton, number 16, Georgia Buchanan.
It's Georgia Buchanan who comes on in jersey 16. Well, McDonald, who's was down there before, just stretching out. A little bit of a hobble on Katie McDonald. Plenty of talk from the Mitchelton players. McDonald again involved. Lions on the counter through Riding. Plenty of pace from Tegan Riding. Couldn't get it to Tanisha Stanley. Quarter of an hour to play. Lions haven't quite put this one to bed so far. And Mitchelton with a corner. Looked like it might have been put to bed early in this second half with that goal to Tegan Riding, but the Mitchelton reply from Darcy Wilson just keeps Mitchelton in it for the time being. So we wait this corner. Defended by Schiavo. Secondary cross in for Mitchelton. Wilson. Back by Chalmers. Mitchelton will go all the way back to their keeper in Taylor. Nohokau. Nohokau. Nohokau, that's what it is. And back to the other keeper in Hepburn. Riley. Up by Chapman. Lions trying to create something. Once again, it's the Mitchelton defence at the edge of the area that stops their advances. Wilson on for Doyle. Just a little over hit. Can Mitchelton salvage something out of this situation? Stanley and Morton exchanging passes. Chapman. Played on for Schiavo from Stevens. Lions attack once more. Not too far away there for Lions. So further change, the third and final for both sides. Lyndall Unwin completes her first shift at Mitchelton. Looks like Tanisha Stanley, the player departing for Lions.
Substitute for Lions, number 10, Desavia, in number 10, Tanisha Stanley.
So you're confirming the change for Lions. It's 19 Michaela DeSavia on for Tanisha Stanley. And for Mitchelton, their third and final change is the number 3, Tama Lee Gilmont, coming on for Lyndall Unwin. So this is what both coaches are going to have to be content to go with for the final 10 minutes plus stoppages. With under 10 minutes remaining, we'll take one last check around the grounds for you. As we see the substitute chasing this down to Savia for Lions. Well, Eastern Suburbs have put on a show in the NPLW in the second half. They were down 1-0 to the Sunshine Coast Wanderers. They're now up 4-2, and the Gap lead Western Pride in stoppage time by 12 goals to 0. And in the men's, in the FQPL, it finished up South, defeating Wide Bay 1-0. Peninsula 6-2 over Rosedale. Logan 4-1 over Southside Eagles, and 6 minutes to play. Capella Bar lead Holland Park by 3 goals to 1. That in the FQPL. And in the NPL, Strikers have come from behind to beat Southwest Queensland Thunder 2-1. Lions with 6 minutes remaining doing it comfortably 4-0 over North Queensland. Cairns also comfortable 6-2 winners over Redlands as that match approaches stoppage time. Magpies Crusaders are a man down against Western Pride, who lead 4-0 against the Mackay-based team with just under a quarter of an hour remaining. And Brisbane City and Gold Coast, the tightest match of the night. 58 minutes in, it's 1-1, and Western Pride have just extended their lead out to 5-0 against Magpies Crusaders, who, as I said, are a man down. So that could start to result in a bit of a goal fest out at the Briggs Road, not too far away here from Lions Stadium. So that catches you up on what's going on around the grounds. Most of the games now completed, or certainly well on their way to being completed. In around about 40 minutes' time, it's the big game coming in from Russia. And that Lions player is caught offside. Oh. Taylor almost didn't get away with that free kick. Go the Socceroos. That's coming up at 8 o'clock Brisbane time on SBS. And So we've got under 5 minutes plus stoppages for Mitchelton to try and take a share of the spoils. They try right to the very end. Mitchelton, but being thwarted by the Lions' defence at the moment. Wilson tries to hassle Chapman. Wilson walks away just clutching at the left ankle. McDonald. Nodded back for Hepburn, who despite her best efforts couldn't help but concede the corner. In comes that corner for the Mustangs. Good defence from Lions, riding. Again, using that pace down the left-hand side of the park. Wilson. It's Gilmot there for Mitchelton. And this time Wilson's conceded the free kick and questions the referee's decision. One last reminder to join Simon Smale tomorrow afternoon for action from the NPL men's between, as the keeper races off her line. Flag will go up for offside anyway. And just getting back to earlier points, Simon Smale with the NPL men's game tomorrow from Goodman Park, 5 p.m. on the Football Queensland Facebook and YouTube. Olympic and Moreton Bay. Two plus stoppages here at Lions Stadium. Lions looking more comfortable now in collecting their 15th win from 17 games in 2018. Shouldn't be any rush here. Lions to get the play restarted. They'll need to go almost the length of the park, Mitchelton, to try and breathe some excitement into these final 60 seconds plus. Wilson. Morton. Put away by Tegan Riding, her second of the night. And finally, Lions have been able to put Mitchelton to bed in the 90th minute. Tegan Riding scores her 22nd goal of the season. And Lions will be going on to collect the 3 points from this encounter. Now 4-1 leaders over Mitchelton as the 90 minutes completes and we're into stoppage time. So on the balance of the game, fair result at the moment, although it looked like that Mitchelton might put a bit of a scare into Lions. Here comes Riding again. Can she get a hat-trick? No, she can't. This time at least. Plenty of appreciation from the home supporters. Doyle. And classed in the size stakes there, height stakes. They're looking dangerous for another one here. Lions in stoppage time. Played on by Hogg. Assistant waiting for what was going to be the outcome. Eventually sticks up the flag. DeSavia. Composure from Morton. Chapman. DeSavia. Can she reel it in down the right hand touch line? No, says the assistant. I turn the call, and referee blows the full-time whistle. Goals in the first half to Lana Harch, and Kate Morton took Lions into the break with a 2-0 lead at half-time. In the first minute after the restart, Tegan Riding made it 3-0. Darcy Wilson breathed some life into Mitchelton in the 62nd minute to bring it back to 3-1. But Tegan Riding, right on the 90th minute, able to put the final nail in the coffin, and Lions collect their 15th win of the season in a 5-1 victory over Mitchelton in this round 17 NPLW clash from Lions Stadium. So I'm going to wrap it up there. A reminder once again, more live stream action tomorrow, 5 p.m. for the NPL game with Simon Smale between Olympic and Moreton Bay. But it's time to turn our attention to the World Cup. Go and enjoy the Socceroos game against France. Go Socceroos, but here at Lions Stadium to wrap up, it's Lions FC who have defeated Mitchelton by 4-1. On behalf of all the team, it's Rafe Griffin saying goodnight. Thanks very much for your company, and we'll be back again tomorrow for more live stream action.